This is LA's first.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome to the Dr. Erin Show. We're all about manifestation, transformation, and breakthroughs. It's time to claim your birthright of prosperity, vitality, and love. So grab your tea or coffee because together, we're awakening the world. May you live your truth. Live from Los Angeles, we come together each day to know the truth, live on spiritual principle, and align with universal law. We also come together in community, in Soulciety, and in New Thought Global. We truly believe that when somebody awakens, they have a gift and message to bring to the world, and together, we're awakening the world. Today's podcast is the Universal Law of Gender. We are on number 26 of a 52 series on universal law. And what I know for sure is that universal law is the dynamics of how we manifest in this universe. They're the axioms and the physics and all the construct that we demonstrate through. We recognize right here, right now, that you are the law, that every cell of your beingness is one with this factor of how you are demonstrating and manifesting 24/7. So let's break this on down. Today's law is universal law of gender. So I think this is a super important point, and obviously, as a Doctor of Divinity of New Thought principles, we do not teach traditional gender, meaning that what is a man, what is a woman, what are the traits and all that is not in our spectrum of our teaching. We don't teach the roles and the construct of what the collective agreement of what gender is, but rather, we teach what is the masculine, feminine of our creativity, and that's what I want to teach you today, okay? So just taking a deep breath in through the nose and exhaling out, I recognize the birthing of this creative factor of all of life. I recognize there is a dynamic within each and every one of us and of this universe that is this masculine aspect that is basically what is implanting the seed of fertility, implanting the decision, implanting the desire, implanting what we are saying in our word of what we are creating into the universe. And I recognize there's this feminine aspect of each and every one of us, and in the womb of this entire universe, it is the birthing, it's the womb that takes that factor, the seed of fertility, and births it into existence. And in this form, the culmination of both the feminine and masculine aspect, I recognize the entire 3D realm, this beautiful thing called life. And so I simply know that whatever it is that you're ready to birth, whatever it is that you're ready to experience, whatever it is that you're ready to let go of is already done in the divine mind. That in that decision, that powerful decision, that masculine aspect of each and every one of us, of you, that you get to say and plant that seed and release all need to try and figure out how, release all desire to figure out and make it all happen, that it's already done. That the feminine aspect of you, that aspect that receives and allows and just it's done, I simply know that that is the power that be, the power of the culmination of that masculine and feminine aspect into the law that is you, that is the power of your feminine dynamic, that divine feminine that's creating 99.999% of everything. I simply say, let us birth the greatest life. May we birth our greatest dreams, our deepest desires into this thing called life, into this dynamic. And I simply know this in my mind and heart, as together we say, and so it is. Okay, let's break this on down, you guys. So, universal law of gender. Marcus Aurelius said, the spiritual meaning of love is measured by what it can do. Love is meant to heal. Love is meant to renew. Love is meant to bring us closer to God. Not just a man in the sky, right? But to that aspect, our oneness, okay? So the law of gender states that within all creation is the masculine and feminine. The masculine is the aspect of manifesting that implants the seed of fertility. The feminine is a subjective womb of life that births the creation into form. Every thought is the masculine and every manifestation is the feminine. The manifestation is the verb of it. It's the action of it, okay? And then the form is the culmination of both. Energetically, all things are held in perpetuity in universal consciousness. Sexuality is the divine urge to create in its expression. So it's important to know that, there's a lot of talk about, I manifested this, I manifested that. Yes, that's correct, but it's the demonstration is the actual thing itself. Okay, so when we're talking about manifestation, we're talking about the actual action of of law, of universal law, okay? Just to get really clear as I'm teaching you to be a spiritual master, whether you're a coach, whether you take spirituality into your business, whatever that is, recognizing that in the information and recognizing the intelligence logically and experiencing it is what I'm here to do, okay? So we want to recognize and break down what is not the law of gender, okay? And the distinctions of what it is and what it's not. So what is gender? I invite you to kind of think about what you've perceived masculine or feminine. And I guess you could say it from the standpoint of universal law, in that that's the part of us that really decides. It directs it, right? So that part of you is directing. So any part of you, and our true awakening is coming into the balance of the masculine and feminine within ourselves. But gender roles are not necessarily what we consider to be masculine or feminine. When someone's, harsh does not mean they're masculine. When they are flowing and wearing a skirt does not necessarily mean it's feminine, right? Those are kind of, you can take a look at people that are, really evolved. They really come into both their masculine and feminine within. Okay, so it's not right or wrong or better or worse, or you should be more feminine or you should be more masculine. It's really about you being you, boo, as we say, right? You be your divine, unique expression of you. And in that, you have to find the balance of the masculine and feminine, right? So what is the masculine and feminine from a perspective of universal law, from a perspective of New Thought movement teachings, okay? So the masculine is the part of consciousness that directs and plants the seed. Imagine there is, a farm or whatever, there's soil, and the farmer plants a seed in the ground and then waters it and nurtures it, right? The actual act itself of that seed transforming into a plant or growing is the feminine aspect. It just does it. Nothing needs to happen. Yes, the farmer needs to water it and has to nurture that seed that is planted, but the actual events that take place are the feminine, okay? So it's really about just allowing. The feminine is the aspect that just does. It's the law, and it just does what it does. It's already been created. The law's already been created, right? Over eons and eons, right? So the masculine part of you is the part of you that can decide, I've had enough. I decide right here, right now, I'm going to fulfill my dreams. I've decided I'm done with not having any money. I've decided that my birthright is prosperity, and I decide and I command my subconscious mind. That's the masculine aspect, okay? When you direct through affirmative prayer, when you direct through your visioning, when you direct through the words that you speak, when you direct through deciding through your consciousness, you are directing energy upon universal law, okay? The aspect of you that just allows and it just is done once you've decided is the feminine aspect. It's the receiving. It's the allowing. It's that aspect that takes zero energy. It just does, right? Okay? And then the form itself is both the masculine and feminine. So within all form of the universe, your body, the experiences you have, the material things, the relationships, those are all both masculine and feminine aspect of you, okay? And so we also need to say, like, what is a twin flame versus what is your soulmate, okay? Because we need to really make the distinction. Universal law of gender is really the creative process. That's what we teach of all universal law, is understanding the creative process. So why do you care about knowing the law of gender? Is to understand those distinctions within yourself. There's a time to be offense and defense, if you will, right? There's a time to make it happen, and there's a time to allow it to happen. And you have to become awake enough and intuitive enough and know where you're at in that, right? When I do a prayer, I know it so strongly in consciousness that I don't have to try and figure it out or make it happen. I simply take inspired action. And when I'm in inspired action, that really is my feminine aspect, right? When I'm like, no, this is happening and I am deciding right here, I'm using the power of my word, I am affirming, I am doing affirmative prayer, I am deciding, that is my masculine aspect, okay? So I just want to break on down a few other things of what we're not talking about, okay? We're not talking about twin flame. And we don't get into twin flame in the New Thought movement area, but twin flame from our perspective is basically knowing that all relationships are for growth. All relationships are discover what we do and do not like. All relationships will come together and will bring up whatever needs to be healed within the soul, within the subconscious, right? So as a twin flame, we would consider it that when we come together, it is really burning off whatever needs to be burned off. And sometimes it's too hot. It doesn't work out and it's dysfunctional and you got to go away and actually could cause more harm, right? But the twin flame is really to say, what we call a mental equivalent. Whatever it is that is in consciousness, whatever it is that we have a limited belief, a trauma, whatever's going on, when we're in relationship, every relationship is going to bring up that aspect of ourselves, especially intimate, of course, okay? So what it is not also is soulmate. We're not talking about, in New Thought movement, soulmate is what we call our mental equivalent again, okay? A soulmate is somebody who, is a match to wherever you're at, right? And we consider all your relationships that you've been in a soulmate, because whatever's in your soul, wherever you're at in your evolution, wherever you are in your awakening, whatever limited beliefs you are, you will always have a mental equivalent soulmate, if you will. If some people are considering soulmate somebody that you are actually really compatible with, and somebody that really is somebody that really matches you positively, then that would be a soulmate that is somebody who you really are able to grow and birth your creation with, whether it be a child, whether it be an art form, whether it be whatever you're birthing together. That would be maybe something we would consider a soulmate, okay? So I just want to make these distinctions so you understand the universal law of gender is not talking about these things. The universal law of gender is teaching the creative process, okay? So what is the creative process? So within you, we have a symbol in New Thought movement, and it almost is like it's a circle, and it has like a V that comes down and it's open at the top. And basically there's two lines that go through it, which means there's three kind of sections to it of the circle. The top section of it is really the conscious mind, the masculine aspect that is coming down and deciding. In the middle is what we consider the feminine. It's that aspect that is the subjective mind that's one with universal law that just does, it's the womb of all of it, right? And in the bottom third of the circle is what we consider the thing. It is the process of both them coming together and the demonstration, the manifestation, like actual thing itself, okay? The body, the thing, the actual experience, okay? So in that, recognizing right here, right now, that the law of gender really helps you understand the difference between getting into your masculine and feminine within, okay? And what I know for sure is that you're always desiring to birth new creation. So I invite you to let go of feeling frustrated, the parts that you're trying to make things happen, because that means you're not aligning with universal law. If you're feeling frustrated and trying to force things to happen, it means that you haven't decided fully in mind, it's an indicator for you to either get into prayer and truly ask your higher self, what do you need to be? Who do you need to be to embody the mindset and the skill set to really be the mental equivalent of that? Or you are trying to outline and trying to make it happen in a particular way. Each thought is the masculine, impregnating the feminine aspect of a universal law and setting it into motion. This principle is the confirmation of the ever-giving, abundant nature of your creative powers. You are always creating through your masculine and feminine. The universe is the canvas of your thoughts. Be open and available to receive the seeds you have sown. So my greatest wish for you is for you to really commit and decide to fulfill upon your dreams. And maybe that's simply just doing your inner work and healing your trauma and birthing what that purpose and calling is, what that dream is. Maybe you have no idea. What do I don't even know what I want. I'm confused, I'm overwhelmed, all those things. Believe me, I've been there. So let's just take another deep breath in through the nose and exhaling out. And I recognize that love just is. That you already know, because whatever it is that you truly desire is what your dreams are. So whatever is in your life, recognizing what you don't want is the indicator of what you do want. And so I know in you have the power of the most masculine, powerful aspect of yourself. And you get to decide. You get to say, I know exactly what I like and don't like. I know exactly what I want. You get to know it because it's already written. It's already written on your heart. It's already written in what you don't like. It already is indicated for you. And so I know clarity. I know clarity for you to decide in that masculine aspect of yourself, and for you to allow yourself to be fully in your feminine, to receive and flow and allow it to happen. Don't try and fix it or force it or change it or control it. I simply know grace, powerful grace. And in this, I know it is done. In my mind, in the divine mind, and in the one mind, I simply release, I let go, and together we say, and so it is. Okay, you guys, have a beautiful day, divine loves, and know that you are loved. Know that you can do all your inner work, you can understand universal law, and you can have a life beyond your wildest dreams. If you're listening today, I really invite you to take a look at Soulciety Leadership. We are open for the opening of the doors for the quarter, and it will be coming out this week to the public, and I'm really excited to take this journey with you in this next quarter. If you don't do it now, you'll have to wait until next quarter, another 3 months. So I'd invite you to really take a look at it, okay? I will put the link below, and I really, truly look forward to taking this journey with you. It's 80% off because of the COVID, because of lockdown, because we recognize that not everybody, has prosperity as much right now, and we truly are committed to bringing truth out to the world. And it is my greatest honor to do this work, and I recognize it'll all come back abundantly, okay? So have a beautiful day, check it out, and may you live your truth. Thank you for tuning in to Soulciety and Dr. Erin podcast. If you've had a calling to be a spiritual leader or coach, you can go to soulciety.com and check out our free training. If you've received value here, I would love it if you take a moment and give a 5-star review. In exchange, I have a ton of free gifts for you. Grab your free awakening book, 40 guided meditations, and digital manifesting masterclass. I also have a free money meditation and worksheet for you so you can begin to break through your scarcity mindset and claim your birthright of prosperity. You can get all of your gifts and learn about our upcoming transformational events in my bio link in both Instagram and Facebook. That's under drerin.tv, which is DRERIN.tv. Also, I'd love to invite you into our free private community on Facebook under groups called Soulciety. That is facebook.com/groups/Soulciety. That's SOULCIETE. Have a divine day, and may you live your truth.